Alrighty, so there was a couple of delays, obviously, but we're finally going to test out the new LR Escanor. I think we're in a really weird spot, by the way, with LRs, where if you're like a middle ground player, you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks to get the new LR because you've already built the previous one, whereas if you are a lower end player, you didn't have enough to build the first LR, so that way you're already building the second LR, because there's people, like, not a problem or anything, I'm not saying it as like a negative or anything, but like, there's people with accounts that aren't as good as mine that already have Escanor, and then the really top tier accounts already have both LRs. So it's like a weird middle ground where if your account is good but not great, you're in like this weird limbo like I am. But either way, we're going to be messing around with Escanor today. If you don't know what they have changed, there is quite a bit to him, of course, that has changed because LRs sort of overhaul the entire character. So his passive now is, at the end of the turn, applies one Eternal Flame for 3 turns on the enemies that have not used a skill during the enemy's turn. So it's kind of like Melascula's commandment. If all allies, including the secondary slot hero, are humans, so I'm assuming that's the sub-slot, like the backline unit. I've never heard of it called the secondary slot character before, but either way. If they're all humans, apply one additional Eternal Flame on all enemies at the start of the ally's turn for 3 turns. So at the beginning of your turn. So obviously that's going to be kind of a big thing. It's not going to be, I guess, the worst. Like, you could maybe run him on a team that's not full humans, and I definitely plan to try that. But obviously that's kind of a big part of the passive, is putting on these stacks and everything so he can do more damage and everything. But at the start of the ally's turn for 3 turns, the hero's attack-related stats increase by 5% up to 30% for each Eternal Flame applied to the enemies. In addition, when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled, the hero removes all buffs and debuff effects from the self and becomes immune to them. So he basically just gains debuff immunity, but it also applies to buffs as well, which is a bit odd because I think when they translated it, they only said debuffs, but it actually does get rid of buffs still, which I think is good in a way. Like, I mean, it was kind of like a balancing mechanic back in the day, but I mean, characters are so broken now, I wouldn't have been surprised if they removed the buffs part. But Eternal Flames, if you don't know, are plus 15% damage taken, stacks up to 4 times. So each enemy can have up to 4 of them on, and it just makes us do more damage to them. So, obviously, if you don't know, his Holy Relic just gives more attack based on his defense, which is not a great Holy Relic, to be honest. It was pretty disappointing when it came out. His original card used to only fill ultimate move gauge on level 2 and 3. Now it has Blast Effect, which was, I think it translated to Explosion or Explode or something like that, which I'm glad they changed it to Blast for global because that was a little bit confusing because there's already an Explosion debuff, but Blast damage is plus 40% damage dealt per Eternal Flame on the target, so he works kind of like Estarossa or Mael, where they put on stacks and then one of their cards deal more damage depending on the debuffs that they've applied. His Cruel Sun now removes buffs on level 1, which is great. You don't have to have it at level 2, plus they basically just amped up a little bit on the Ignite stacks that get applied, so on level 1 it's 2, on level 3 or 2 it's 3, and then on level 4 or 3 it's 4. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. But either way, very, very interesting character. Obviously, we are on Gon's account today, and my man has hit the 16 million box CC remark. So I don't know what to expect, really. He's obviously already going to be really strong. This is the team that I kind of want to try out first because he is double single target. I feel like Roxy will work pretty well. But we may end up doing another setup where we get rid of Roxy, put the new Transcendent Bond on, and we'll throw like Death Pierce or something in the back. Long-winded explanation. Apologies for that, but I try to put timestamps in the video so that way you guys can skip through if you need to. So let's hop in. We're playing Ungeared first today. Very excited to see how it goes. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Look, I don't know. We're almost at 15K, which would be super cool if we could hit that soon. But he's almost at 250,000 CC in Ungeared, which is actually kind of insane to me. We have a Bond ult rush here. I typically have issues getting through both of these taunt units, but the fact that I can actually remove Twiggo's buffs turn 1 is fantastic. So I think what we're going to do is something like this. Try to get as much damage out on Bond as possible. Okay, 99k on him is pretty good. Obviously, removing the buffs helps a lot. That extra little burst damage is kind of nuts. Roxy looks pitiful next to that attack, actually. Kind of insane. We don't pull any more Escanor cards, unfortunately, so it's going to be a little bit dry. But obviously, that was a lot of damage. Like, I don't really know what else to say about that. But what are you supposed to do against that? Like, I mean, realistically, I think he had 73,000 CC, and I can only assume that he's on HP defense. I know his stats aren't quite as crazy as Lost Veins are. But that doesn't really surprise me considering Lost Vein was a festival. I assume they maybe amped him up a little bit more. But yeah, the I've heard that the people who have already gotten, ooh yeah, that popped Holy Relic. I've heard that the people that already have access to Escanor are really enjoying him, and I can see why. He's definitely hitting pretty hard. We have another Cruel Sun here. I guess we could technically use that to get rid of this shield that he just put on. Honestly, I think we can use this to kill the Merlin off just outright, maybe? Or maybe we use it on the Twigo. Let's do that. Let's do this, and then this, and then this, just in case the first attack kills, because he has quite a few Eternal Flame stacks on. That was 185. 454. Okay. That's pretty hefty. Honestly, it's fantastic. Like, it might be a little strong, of course, but boy, does it feel good to use this unit again. Alrighty, what do we got here? Okay, we've got a big guild man. Not crazy CC, so I'm assuming it's his bot. I almost want to just get rid of Deanne. We could maybe get rid of the Bon, so that way we don't have to deal with as much damage reduction. We'll get a little bit of extra damage out on Deanne maybe here. So it puts 2 Ignite stacks on, and then 150, like, easy 150. Okay, Roxy actually kind of putting in some work there. Kind of nice. Okay, okay. Apologies, by the way. We're in Champ 1 and geared. I'm assuming he's already in Challenger because he does a lot of top 100 and stuff each week. So it's probably going to be a lot of bots because it's already super late in the week for me. It's like Saturday by the time that I'm getting around to being able to showcase him and everything. So I'll probably put at least one of these videos up on Sunday so you guys can kind of see the unit and everything. Unfortunately, we're not pulling any extra Escanor cards. Like, each turn we are just getting screwed. I don't really want to attack too much here because we're gonna feed melee the stacks. Maybe we go for this. I maybe should have went ahead and thrown that away so that way we could get a little bit more card draw, because obviously we did not draw any Escanor cards still, so that's fantastic. That might be where the problem lies. But I think if we run Transcendent Bond instead of Roxy, and we can maybe throw like Death Pierce in the back, we could potentially see some good results there, because we can use 2 Escanor cards to kill, and then we can use what else could we use? We could use the Bond combo as well to try and kill a second character off like turn 2. So we'll have, if we don't pull any extra Escanor cards after turn 1 is kind of what I'm getting here. We could potentially do something instead of just being kind of locked down to Roxy AoEs and Arthur cards. Okay, so we do pull both Escanor cards and a Flood, so that's good. If he doesn't have a stance, that would be fantastic. Ooh, absolutely shredded the Escanor there on the level 3. Okay, fair enough. I was kind of hoping that people would be able to do some good damage to him. Like, I understand, like, this account's pretty stacked and everything, but it would feel really bad if, God, he has the laugh emote first. It would feel really bad if there was, like, no way to stop the man, you know what I mean? So, the fact that I just got screwed on card draw there, I mean, a little bit of RNG, but I don't know. I gotta balance somehow. Okay, very interesting team. I'm not used to seeing Gother in this scenario. Honestly, I think we just go ahead and get rid of Bond turn 1, because why would we not? He's basically the only damage dealer on the team here. He has Ludo Link on, so he can't be stunned or anything. So I'm assuming this is like a, well, it's not necessarily ult rush. because he doesn't have Merlin in the back, but I don't know. Okay, we pull a level 2 Cruel Sun, which is kind of nice because that's going to put on 3 Ignite stacks. We have 2 Flood cards. I don't necessarily know that. Okay, that's actually really bad. I don't know that we're gonna be able to get through the Deanne taunt here, but it doesn't look like he's actually putting it up, so it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Oh, but I can do this. I can get rid of my debuffs and then just throw the ball at him, and then that way. 120 on that is crazy. Plus I get my ultimate here. I mean, he could still take it off with Pulverize. So that's, well, he actually has 2 Pulverizes here. Well, luckily, this will not stop me because it's a debuff and I am immune at the moment. Bot absolutely hating on Roxy at the moment, which is fair. It's type advantage, I guess. Oh, so the type advantage does screw me because of Deanne, but it's fine. Do we pull an Escanor card? We don't. Okay. Either way, let's go for something like this, just so that way we can get some more card draw. Unfortunately, I kind of wanted to see the ultimate, but if we can kill the Deanne off right here, nice. Well, it's not really gonna matter. It's gonna take me forever to get. Oh, never mind. Okay, I pulled the card. I might be able to get the ultimate off. It's not going to be like perfect scenario or anything. I technically can have 4 debuffs on 1 unit at the same time, like 4 of those Eternal Flame stacks. So maybe I get rid of Zeldris in this scenario because he now has 4. Well, actually, I think it works out if I'm not mistaken. Let's go for. I'm afraid I'm going to do too much damage. Let's get rid of that. Let's kill him, and then throw this out just in case. Okay, that does kill. I'm like, I don't want to do too much damage because I still want to ult on. Because I'm assuming if he uses the Pulverize card, it's going to hit Roxy. He might actually go for Escanor, but I have the taunt up. Forgot about that. Okay, so. His ultimate now, instead of just doing pure damage, I forgot to mention it earlier, ignores 100% of crit resistance, which is kind of odd. I kind of assumed they would just go for like a Sever card to do triple crit chance, but this should deal insane damage. 4 stacks. Okay, only 1.2 mil. I mean, that's really good. It's going to kill anybody it hits, basically. But the fact that this is a really old unit, a lot of old units have single target ultimates, so, I mean, I was actually kind of expecting the worst and assuming they were going to put death damage or something on it, but I think this is still really good. Okay, so we have a Ragnarok team, which could be very interesting. I mean, I can really just get rid of the taunt and go for a different unit if I want to, but realistically, I think let's bait out evasion just in case, like I normally would, I guess, but realistically, oh, okay, actually real player. Glad I did that. Oh, but I'm targeted on Ghislaine. I forgot. Okay, actually not doing a whole lot of damage to her either. That's actually very interesting. Okay. We do pull another single target. We could potentially rush his ultimate, cleanse off the debuffs, and then slap her again. Because he doesn't have any form of ult control. Ooh, okay. That's quite a bit of damage. Ooh, yeah, he's going straight for the Escanor. Ooh, barely surviving that, but yeah, he uses a 3rd card on him. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's, that is completely understandable. I completely forgot that Ghislaine targeted me. So that is just on me, really. But, I mean, I think the fact that I didn't do a whole lot of damage to her is very interesting. Like, I'm not sure exactly what the cause of that would be. Well, I guess it's because he's lowering my... Well, no, it's lowering my crit resistance. It's not lowering my crit chance. So... Not sure. I mean, it was type neutral. She's just tanky in general. Maybe that was the big kicker there, but... I don't know. Maybe this is just a good team in general. Like, I mean, the Ragnarok team in general is just pretty good overall right now. Maybe that is just completely... fair to use, like even when people start running Escanor. I haven't run into a single Escanor so far on my own account, like in PvP yet. So I don't know that a whole lot of people have the character, but obviously as time goes on, we'll see more and more people have him. So I guess it just depends on your RNG, like who you go up against, of course, but it seems like Ragnarok still might be a really good option against it. Okay, doing pretty good damage there, actually. Kind of nice. Pretty good crits, but not enough to kill there, unfortunately. I think that's pretty much going to be good game, so props to him. Let's do one more with this initial setup, and then we'll probably end off here, and then I'll try to come up with some different teams. Okay, so we have another Lost Vein team. I guess in that last match, the better scenario would have been to put up the taunt either way. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. We'll go ahead and use another ticket then. I probably should have put up the taunt in that last match. Alrighty, we have another tier team, which is very interesting. Level 2 is pretty nice. He doesn't necessarily have like a damage cap or anything. I'm fascinated on the whatchamacallit though. Okay, so let's go for we can go for this because we'll gain an ultimate move gauge from using it as well, so we'll be one away from having our ultimate. So if he ends up debuffing me or anything, we can just literally cleanse it off. Okay, only 90k on her. She does get damage reduction when attacked by her fascinated target, so there's definitely that. We pull another taunt, which is good. He does have Freyr, but he's going to have to merge into a level 2 to be able to stance cancel. Very interesting setup. Weak point skill, boom, good damage. Can't knock that. Ooh, actually pops my Holy Relic there. No, I forgot. Stupid Tarmiel Link. Tarmiel Link. I don't want to use Tarmiel Link on him realistically, but at the end of the day, like, I kind of need to. Like, it's so good, but it screws him so bad at the same time. It's kind of insane. All right, so ooh, does she have Tarmiel Link on? No. Okay, so we're not going to disable ourselves, which is good. We'll have 2 ults in hand, but realistically, if he has enough damage, he could probably kill me. We did crit there on that, so we get a little bit of Roxy's passive off. We kill her, which is good, and then we get a little bit of damage off. Maybe using this card was a bad call, but I couldn't. I guess I would have had to reset my card hand and then like merge them myself or something. But oh, I forgot they had Nanashi buff on, so we don't get our ultimates actually. Okay, so we have another blast card, which is good. They're getting a lot of stacks on them at the moment. Ooh, he's dead. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess that goes to show he's not like, I mean, he's not invincible by any means. He does a lot of damage, but he's not invincible. In the current meta, I would say they're like this team has so much damage. Like if you're not killing quick, you're probably not killing at all. So let's go ahead and ult Freyr, I guess. Would really like to use this on tier, to be honest, but oh wow, that didn't kill. Does the extra damage kill? No. All right, well, that's pretty much good game. Very interesting. Okay, we lost more than I was expecting to, realistically, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I mean, this is more of like an aggressive setup. If you use your Escanor cards turn 1 and you don't pull any extras, you're gonna get screwed either way. So maybe not the ideal team, but either way, I mean, I'm kind of glad that I tried it out because Roxy is a cool character. She's, you know, somebody that you kind of want to mess with from time to time. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the new Escanor. If you have him already, what are you thinking so far? If you don't have him, how do you think he looks? And yeah, we'll definitely be doing some more videos. He's got me a ton of stamina ready, so I'm gonna record more videos. I'll be right back, you know, later on. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. See you the next one.